Hello everyone, this is Alon here, back with another FGO Thursday, and today we're gonna start with Henry McCarthy, more known as Billy the Kid. I never actually know, I don't remember why he took the name Billy the Kid. Why not Henry the Kid? I do not really know. AKA Billy the Shit, fastest shitter in the West. Well, I think so too. He's a quick on the draw. And of course, growing up, for me, Billy the Kid is the little angry shitlord in Lucky Luke. That is where I first think on when you say Billy the Kid. Is Lucky Luke and Billy Kid in Lucky Luke being an absolute just shit. I just remember him being fucking annoying, stuff like that. And yeah, I think it's really interesting though that we have at least one Western character. I would like to see more Wild West characters, so to speak. Obviously, we have Billy the Kid, one of the absolute famous, the Outrider and Outlaw. We have Calamity Jane, which also would be cool. Buffalo Bill, David Crockett. Maybe he's not in the Western David Crockett and all that, but it's in that sphere somewhere, and there's many others that for sure that I would love to see. And I will say I do like his design. He has a good design because it is really while it's stylish, it also do have a Western, Wild West theme to it. The only thing that is sticking out and is a bit odd is the things he has on around his wrist, those metal things. I'm not entirely sure why, but you know what? Other than that, I mean, I like this. This is cool. I like that. It looks really cool. I know I'm many times shitting on him and just fucking around with Billy the Kid and all that, but there's only one reason for it, and it's just to mess with Potato. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I do actually kind of like him. As I said, I would love to see more Western character, and I would love to see more Billy the Kid in the game. We did get to see him in the first Lost Belt and all that, which was kind of interesting and a little bit unexpected, because I could easily see him appear in a different Lost Belt than in Russia, because I feel like it's a very odd place to have Billy the Kid, but I will. Also, he has a very cool gun. That's a really cool gun. It's a big banger. Archer, Billy the Kid, historical fact, true name, Bill. That is not his true name. Henry McCarthy is his true name. I don't know what. As I said, I don't remember. I remember reading about Billy the Kid quite a bit, way back, learning his name, Henry McCarthy. But I don't remember why he took that. I don't remember why he called himself Billy the Kid. I guess maybe they write it somewhere. Also, was Francis Drake. What? Damn! Strength D, Constitution E, Agility B, Magical Power E, Luck B, Noble Fantasy. I mean, it's a little bit below average, but considering that he is an servant of more modern era, so to speak, far from the Age of Mystics, it makes sense. Resistance. Because he's the latest heroic spirit, Bill has no resistance to Magecraft at all. He's of the latest heroic spirits. Yeah, that's what I expected. Independent action A. One can act even with the absence of the master. However, in a situation where one decides to use noble phantasm and the like that require enormous amount of magical energy to consume, backup from the master becomes necessary. Riding C. They're built to ride it. Only horse can be managed with above average skills. Dude, what about trains? Didn't he rob trains and stuff like that? So, riding trains! Marksmanship A++. Dude! General shooting technique, which include trick shots and quick draw by means of small arms. When it's A++, one is as one in a century genius. Dude! that is insane. I don't think I've seen anyone with that kind of level of marksmanship. Quick Draw A+. The specialization of the Quick Draw technique among the marksmanship techniques. Billy's skill with this is so extent that even if he drew out his weapon just after he saw his opponent draw it out theirs, there would be sufficient enough time for him to shoot at them and he would still have plenty of time to spare afterwards. Damn! Mind's Eye fakes. Bill can sensitively sense danger according to his sharp sixth sense. Dude, that is insanity. I mean, it's like literally, EI moves, with swords, but like they're pulling the swords and using the motion and all that. But instead it's gun. Like Luke? Ha! More like Lucky Not Lukey, like Billy the Kid. That didn't make sense, but... And also that, marksmanship A++, like... Holy crap! That is insane. No Fantas. Thunderclap of breaking sound. A counter triple burst shot by means of a Colt M1877 double action revolver, nicknamed Thunderer, which is said to have been favored by Billy the Kid. To be precise, it is not that revolver is a noble Fantas, but it is when the entirety of the Billy the Kid marksmanship when he holds this revolver is complete cover that it would then be regarded as a noble Fantas. And it's almost the same as personal skill as well. Dude, that is pretty badass actually. It is something special, when they literally have like really no real noble Fantas, but instead they like get it from a skill or an item they have that is bound with them very much. And in this case, the gun. So he's literally like, you know what? I'm good. With a servant's perception, the flow of time in Bill's surrounding can be slowed down, and by doing so, he completely grasps the situation he is in before he hits a counter shot into his opponent, all before their attack has reached him. Whether it is an archer shot or a saber slash heading towards him, he completely grasps his opponent's location and their attack before firing a maximum of 3 shots to penetrate their vital points. So he literally slowed down time. Holy shit, he's so fast. By becoming a servant, the range of these shots has been extended several times further than when he was alive. However, this is understood as a counter only to an avoidable attack. Attacks he can actually dodge, in other words, and it's meaningless against measures that result in an avoidable attack. The crafty aspect of this normal Phantom is that it's a low amount of magical energy consumption due to the fact that normal Phantom's concept is using a large part of technique to work. Specifically, it's no more than the same amount of consumption using a rank E normal Phantasm. And it still ranks as a C++ just by sheer skills. And that... And it is really cool how it seemingly only works to an avoidable attack. So like, more like a defensive action, like, oh no, I can't dodge this. But and then countering with 3 shots. Shot through their heart, and they say you give love a bad name. Damn, that is pretty rad. Holy crap. Can't underestimate Billy the Kid. Personality. Jovial yet harsh. The strongest and fastest gunner who is an abundant in his childishness. That is the ostensible nature of the boy named Billy the Kid. A rebellious behavior cannot be assumed from his appearance when he comes into contact with his master in a favorable manner. However, that is simply his outward appearance. In reality, he is in all respects cold and pragmatic, and his smile is nothing more than something he was born with that has been stuck to his face since then. Bill is impulsive, but he's not foolish. Having received a higher education as it is from his mother, he was proficient at part where he judged things rationally. In relation to that, it is often expressed in his most famous shooting episodes too. Seems like it's that is a constable nature of the boy, Billy the Kid. It seems to be a little bit like he's impulsive. He seems like he's having this little bit, he going both ways, and then it's like, Makes me wonder a little bit. I think they could... At least it's not the Edison kind of personality, where they literally don't write anything on personality to him. Which is more... So at least we get a little bit... It's not much, but it's something. Attitude towards the master. At first, Billy comes into contact with his master cheerfully. Meanwhile, he carefully observes them, and if his master is the type to regard himself as a superior, then there is no need for his smile to disappear. If it's the case that his master sees Billy as a comrade in arms or a partner, however, Billy will drop that mask and he will seemingly brusque. And he is seemingly brusque. And one is probably able to see the pride of a courtier outlaw with a sense of moral obligation and humane feelings. Billy wished for the whole great modest, something like, I want to come across a situation that fascinates me from the bottom of my heart. That's fascinating from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, that's simple and clean, I will say. Yo! I'm Billy the Kid, the best gunman in the West. Seeing that I was summoned as a servant, let me properly take care of you. Well then, let's kill each other. It's a duel. Time for a duel! Duel! It's a trap card. No! I go through a phase. Well, it seems a life that keeps on smiling is something even fun. I stopped smiling. Master, my pal, there's something you can do for me, yeah? Hey pal, although my body will perish, this bullet's for you. Dude, that's awesome. Oh, here we have history. Holy crap. Historical image, character image. Billy the Kid. His real name is William Henry McCarthy Jr. He's an exemplar outlaw of the American Old West, and even in modern era his popularity is extremely high. From the fact that a photograph of him that was left behind was a value of $1,709 attached to an auction, and furthermore when it comes to newly discovered photograph of him that was estimated to be about $5,127,000. Damn. Yeah, I remember reading that when I was reading his Wikipedia, that photo of him sold for like insane. And I mean, it's not like a copy of the photo. It's the real photo from a camera from that era. So that is pretty crazy. He was born on November 23rd, 1859. He was born 6 days after me. I mean, obviously I was born in the 1900s, but I'm a 17 November child. It's unclear who his father is, but it seems he received a high education from his mother, having left behind letter with a good handwriting for a Western outlaw. When Billy was 12 years old, the curtain opened for his outlaw life when he stabbed to death a man who insulted his mother. Henceforth he accumulated crimes of rustling, robbery, and murdering while doing work such as escort of goods at the same time. He was the type who would pick a quarrel with other outlaws at random in spite of being in a town. But before anyone knew, a smile was stuck to that face and he started to try to avoid trouble. Although he was accepted due to his tactful attitude, maybe because of the fate as an outlaw, Billy happened to be dragged into an organization dispute concerning young Tunstall, a ranch owner who had hired him. As a result of this conflict, which is commonly called the Lincoln Country War, the kid ended up being arrested by Sheriff Pat Garrett, his friend. And yet Billy broke out even before a year had passed. Sheriff Pat Garrett attempted a tenacious pursuit, discovering Billy in Fort Sumner, New Mexico. Maybe he thought that he could not win in an open gunfight, or maybe there was a different reason. For then Billy just came out from his room to search for food. Pat Garrett attacked him under the cover of darkness. A boy who was all sort of extraordinary at anything and everything as a Western outlaw. And particularly, whether Billy had a friendship with Pat Garrett, whether there was no friendship between them, or whether it's precisely because Billy was a friend that Pat had to make an attack under cover of darkness. Just about everything about it is unclear. That's sad. Dude, that would be quite cool actually with Pat Garrett as a servant. I know. I say it again, but because I would be interested to see how they would make their relationship, friendship, or so-called friendship at least, in the game. I think that would be interesting. The episode that was sublimated as Billy the Noble Fathead is like something that proves the speed of his thinking. During a certain moment, a gunman who was known as a rowdy person was staying in a bar. Billy went as far as to daringly approach that gunman who was after him, and May began to talk to him, pestering him to show and give him his gun. When he did so, it is said that Billy serially pulled out the bullets from the gun before returning it, and he would leisurely fire 3 gunshots into the gunman, who drew out his gun even while he lost his bearings, when Billy revealed his own identity to him later on. Although it is an episode that definitely has to be verified, there is no doubt that it was the type that showed Billy's quick-wittedness to the extent that such a legend remained. Damn. The juvenile rascal king. Sound like Peter fucking Pan, when you say like that. Said that killed 21 people by the time he was 21 years old. 10 years after Billy's death, it has been decided that the American frontier had reached its de facto end. The outlaws were treated as mere criminals, and the frontier has been brought into the framework of the states. Or perhaps the very existence name Billy the Kid is a symbol of the American frontier, and it may not have been evident that his death has indicated the demise of the outlaws that could carefully live as they pleased. Yeah. The American frontier. That's West American frontier. Same shit, different name, pretty much. But yeah, I would like to see more of such characters, because while I'm not the biggest fan of Dirty Harry and shit like that, I'm not a big fan of those in general, but there are lots of characters and people in history from that era that are really intriguing in history, there's lots of that. I would love to see that. Connection to other characters. Geronimo. As a person on the side that used to be a victor, Billy bears a little complicated feeling. Nonetheless, his empathy as a person who come to live in the same land as Geronimo is stronger. Edison, a person of roughly the same generation as Billy, as a matter of fact. His era is finished, and Billy is envious as well happy that a person like Edison came around in his place. Yeah, it takes a thief to know a thief. Oh! I'm sorry, Edison. I'm not gonna rip you a new one. I already did that when I read Edison's. Robin Hood, they are very uncommon front in the 5th chapter, given that for a resistance fighter and outlaw at heart, they have been getting along excellently well with each other. They have also been frequently mobilized together in Chaldea. That I can see. I can see that as an thing, and see Robin Hood and Billy the Kid hanging out. I think that is pretty cool, actually. They both have this single target NP and quickness and wow. So yeah, I can see Robin and Billy being good friends and all that. Comment from Illustrator. I can't speak. Billy's design was really difficult. I made more than 10 kind of hairstyle pattern until his design was settled. Threw up considerably padded for his attire as well, and on top of that, consulted with Mr. Takeuchi, and it resulted in his current figure. From his initial setting, there's a statement in the document that said a positive and friendly character first, but as his words continue to become more serious, the first apparent his true character becomes. The image of his final ascension has been coming to my mind for some reason or another ever since the moment I read the setting, and I reckon his figure was made well. Because it appears his final ascension's illustration has a very favorable reception. Having done my best in drawing, his picture was worthwhile. Indeed, I do like it. Notes. It was 200 million yen and 600 million respectively of profile. I used the yen to use dollar current exchange rate from December 2016, as that was around the same time when FGO Material 3 was released. Yeah. It's a shit ton of money. I wouldn't pay for that, but if they have to pay money. Potato. I'm really sleepy, so my brain is bushy. I like Billy. I don't get the Edison part in the relations. I love this sort of technique over power source of character, but would actually enjoy seeing Billy fighting against anyone being animated. Yeah, I would love to see that as well. And Edison part, isn't that literally that they are not far from each other in the same generations. It's not far different from them. When the American frontier finished, Billy, was already dead, but Edison kept on living, and from him came all this other stuff and all that. So I assume that's what I mean, that the relation is that he's happy to see that Edison came afterwards, and America. And, well, as I said, I do like Bill as well. I think he's a cool character and has cool design and cool concept and all of that. And historical, he's interesting and all. I just wish that we get to see more of him in the game. You know, as I said, we got to see him a bit in Lost Belt 1. And America, I think it was as well, right? But I still think it's more that could really work out. And also would be cool to see him animated, you know? It really makes me wonder, who would win between him and Kojiro? You know, who would win? Good question. So yeah, Billy is a good boy. I like Billy. He's a nice boy. And the next character is Jeanne Alter. I don't know, you tell me. Oh god, Jalter, man. I'm gonna be honest. I actually like Jalter more than the original Jeanne. I think Jeanne is okay. And I'm not a massive fan of Jalter, but I still think she's better and more interesting than... damn, look at all these weapons. Than the OG Jeanne. I like Goths. I think that is it. Though I'm still wondering how the fuck that thing is stuck on her head. Like, is it a spike? So she like... stuck like into her skull, and then so that is why she's angry. It literally lobotomized her. Oh, okay. I remember this. Isn't it for like her one of the quests? I remember. Why the fuck is he there? He's from wasn't he from one of the Singularities? What fuck was? Why the fuck? That feels so weird. Why the fuck is he there? And that expression, you know, like, it look like from something from One Piece, man. Jeanne Alter, a chaotic evil female Avenger, Frowns, Sakamoto Maya. All other Jeans, Alexander, Da Vinci, big and small and cheekies. Damn, she's going around places, man. Strength A, Constitution C, Agility A, Magical Power A+, Luck E, Noble Fantasy A+. God damn! Either she's like a fucking monster, having high skill, or she literally suck. And in Luck and Constitution, that is her weakness. Everything else is waifu strength. That's the power of waifu. I must say, never underestimate the power of waifu. Avenger B. The rate of MP generation becomes higher when receiving damage. It is if we want to accumulate hatred and resentment. After the result of the Orleans Singularity correction, Jeanne Alter resentment has become a little lighter. Ah, yeah. It's so we can easier use her as a waifu. Memory correction A. Jalter's hatred will never be cleared away. No matter how much time has passed, even if she is aware of the things more wonderful than her hatred. Makes sense? Severus Duration Magical Energy A+. One's magical energy endless surge until their revenge is accomplished. Recovers a minuscule amount of magical energy every turn. Because Jeanne Alter was created by Wish made on the Holy Grail, the quantity of her magical energy recovery is of a higher grade. Damn. Personal skills, Self-Modification EX. A special grade remodeling done by the Holy Grail. It is a complete inverse to the Holy Maiden and has made her into fall into chaotic evil alignment. Yeah, that's a thing. Oh god. Dragon Witch. EX. Dragons! A skill that musters up the fury. The furries. Oh no! Here comes the furries! Oh no, we're attacking. Then again, that would be horrible, scary. Of the 100 Years War of the Wicked Dragons, lower class dragonkind members can be placed under Jeanne Alter's control and are able to manipulate with a single swing of her flag. Simultaneously, it is as severe as a non-standard riding skill, making it even possible for her to ride a dragon through the acquisition of this skill. Damn. ephemeral dream, a life form born from illusion because of an individual desire. Because she was born from one's desire, Jeanne Alter possesses a powerful force, but at the same time, she is not permanently approved as a life form allowed of existence. After everything is finished, she will quietly start her slumber. Sleep well, princess. La grandement du Heine, howly loud, O rage of mine. And the army, A+, oh my god. La grande, groin, la groin, grandement du Heine. That sounds more like German than French. The cursed flag possessed by the Jeanne, who descend as a dragon witch. It stops the enemies attacking the same way as Saint Jean's no feathers, but this no feather has swells up that attack before it reflects it back. Also, its power will increase even more if her allies dies. What? Does it do that in the game, actually? Then, whether it's a slashing attack, a striking attack, on top of that, a hit by means of a curse, all with it in the same way be converted into their physical attack power when they are halted by noble phantasms. The flag can release flames with performance resembling a first-rate dragon's breath. Oh shit. Hot. Furthermore, the stake was stuck in Jeanne Alter's image. Personal for her, I was attached to something jagged and some made of steel. And the harsh impression remains with me. And this impression allows her to create these kind of stakes in her image for her own use. But does it really do that? Does her MP get strong if she have less allies, like they have died? Because that is something I want to see, you know? The same with Blackbeard, that is the opposite, that the more servants you have alive, the more damage MP do, you know? I think that, I would love that kind of thing, you know? It doesn't need to be much, but just a nice little thing. You know? A little bit of a touch, a little bit of salt. Character Watashi Anata. Anta. Personality. A dark Jeanne d'Arc died in desire for vengeance. Her personality is extremely cruel and stern. And probably few people will notice the vestiges of her sainthood in there. She has no kindness towards others, and she will become an object of revenge, said to be only at all of mankind. Huh? That doesn't make much sense to me. She always harbors distrust even towards her comrades in her surroundings. She believes in God, and yet faith does not exist in her belief. She will wage war with her companion against God, and she will simply delight in the cause of to kill. She has a liking for destruction down to total completion existing within her. She makes the purpose of her life to keep on killing anything that comes her way, all until she uses up all her strength. Edgy. Yeah, so personality is literally angry and want to kill, okay? That sounds like, okay. This is a little bit like Berserker. Motive, attitude towards master. The particulars of her summoning may be extremely unclear, but Jeanne Alter will not choose to rebel once she's summoned. However, seeing that it's a human master, she will constantly harbor distrust. Also, when she becomes highly tense, she will start laugh fanatically. Yeah? A servant avenger, I came in response to your summons. What's the matter? What's with that face? Hurry up the written contract. For there's something in this world that can be matched for my hatred. No, that can make up for it. Although it was too late. I wonder if this even is called a miracle. Thank you. I didn't say anything. After how rebellious you can be by not calling me your master. You said you're going to be a vengeful woman who cost me, among all other labels, your elder sister. Yeah, massive thunder or something. Character's image. Let's see. Another Jeanne d'Arc, born because the gales to rise, cast a having wish on the Holy Grail for this kind of Jeanne in the 100 Years' War of the Wicked Dragons. As Jeanne lived through her life as a saint, there's no element that can be properly converted for alteration. Therefore, Jeanne Alter is purely Jeanne Arc dreamt of by the people as an avenger. And properly speaking, there's no capacity to the extent of being able to summon her as a servant. However, something once created will not return to nothingness. Jeanne Arc has set a trap on Jeanne Arc to work out her plan. By producing an element for alteration, not in Jeanne of the past, but in Jeanne as a servant, she creates a core for Jeanne Alter. Furthermore, she improves her Saint graph value for the counterfeit riot. The counterfeit's riots? What? Having publicly transformed into a servant. Regarding the counterfeit heroic spirit that was summoned on the occasion of the counterfeit's riot, it appears that Jeanne Alter wanted to forget all about existence except for her own. She is not denying Jeanne the Arc is already Jeanne Alter aims to surpass her. Even for her writing practice, she will not fail in being earnest about them every day, and she's steadily going through a little bit of writing already. Okay. But one thing. If we literally could summon a servant that was dreamt up by another servant from an singularity, aka Gilderoy's wished on the Grail, and seduced Alter was born and summoned. Can't we use the Grail, can't Da Vinci use the Grail to wish upon Romani coming back? Wouldn't that work? And before anyone is saying no, he's erased from the thrones of it. I mean, Jeanne d'Arc Alter didn't even exist until Gilderoy just wished for her to be. So why not? I mean, obviously it probably won't be the same Romani, obviously, but still, I think that would be something, right? I think. Connection to other characters. Jeanne d'Arc. It goes without saying that Jeanne is a holy maiden, the detestable original of herself. However, since Jeanne Alter perceived her very existence as becoming a pest to Jeanne d'Arc, she enjoyed her Chaldea life with an air of smugness. Jeanne d'Arc thinks that sort of Jeanne is a little pleasant and that it should not ever be realized by Jeanne Alter. Arturo Alter includes Santos, someone who is playing the role of something like destined rival. Jeanne Alter is herself when others are themselves, and then against Arturo Alter, who could think of and come to clear decision while being evil, she becomes absurdly weak and passive. Gilderoy one person who Jeanne Alter has for mental support, though now that she is going through just a little rebellious phase. And it's more like people forget that Gilderoy exists, so yeah, I guess that's the thing. The sermon was the occasion to the counterfeit riot. A dark past, that's a dark past. Just make sure to absolutely not remember that, okay? Angro Mango. No way, my senior is so weak. Shut up, bitch! Jeanne d'Arc Alter suddenly, a gesture of her removing her glasses while trembling and shivering. Nanny! Or commented from Illustrator. Original Jeanne Alter was produced as a simple color change character that was planned to be implemented as an event distribution servant. But because everybody who demanded for her was praising us for her appearance, she got to be reconstructed as an official character. What about... Isn't there a ton of other characters that has even more pressure than this? But okay. Her shading and a bit of her design differ from the Jeanne Alter that appeared in Chapter 1, because there's meaning for her hairstyle in having its braid cut off. There was something of resisting having her hair grow out long for her first stage, but I also did this long hairstyle on Jeanne preferably because this was said to be to afford a good direction. And hey, it was a good direction having to be flash after all. I think it would fit with the short hair. That's me. She was Jeanne Alter rule at the time of her appearance in the first chapter for the development in those days. See, it was time when there was no leeway for us mentally well as time was. The only option was to reuse Jeanne's outfit with a color change. Be that as it may, given that they implement the character of Jeanne with a color change in her standing pose as one would expect, unattractive, we made sure to turn around the way Jeanne was drawn in the key visuals. What? Though I honestly didn't remember that she looked different in the first chapter and all of that. I don't even remember that. Even though she was called NPC, she was drawn with distorted facial expression, they liked doing whatever they pleased without any kind of eagerness. And it was quite a bit of surprise that many were pleased with the sight of her. Nowadays, she became a character totally known for her amusing facial expression, huh? Notes. Other. The proper French grammar for noble fantasy name should be Le Grandement de la Haine. Yeah, that sounds about right. Potato. Since I know a shit of people love her to death, and people that love her to death are really annoying to deal with as an fanatical one, I would say a lot. Yeah, I know that pain. I guess about absolute abhor Jeanne Alter. I make a point of never using ever. Read her personality, now read her motive and attitude was massive. Now the rest. I suppose you probably notes and give me some insight what I mean. Back then in Orleans I really enjoyed her, she had quite some substance, but the direction they decided to make her just isn't my thing. That's all I have to say about it. I suppose Illustrator comment was very interesting to read though. Then if you like, taking offense of what said, that's just how I feel about her. Yeah, I can feel that. And it is a bit weird, yeah, when you mention it like that, because her attitude is very towards Master and all that. It's very different from the rest of the text we have. And yeah, I still think she's. I do like her design and all that. I think it's pretty okay. But yeah, there are way more cooler characters, that for sure. And I feel like the thing with Jeanne is that Jeanne Alter is literally becoming like, they're making her this Tsundere waifu, Tsundere waifu. Wi-Fi? Waifu? Because, if she's completely fucking psycho, maniac, evil all the time, she doesn't make a good waifu, obviously, because she will become like a Yonrei or something like that, which is probably not the most popular. Well, there's still people that like that, obviously. So, yeah, I'm getting a little mixed vibes of it, but I still like this probably more than Jeanne, mainly because the original Jeanne, I feel like she's boring, I would say. This one, especially in earlier games and all that, is pretty cool, but definitely far from any favorite character of mine as well. It's I rather had Dantes, I think, actually, than Jeanne Alter. I mean, looking at its face like this, I mean, you literally see it's Takeuchi's style, because, I mean, it looked like Saber when you're looking at it, literally like Saber. If you just saw the face like this, you would think it's Saber. Not very big variation, but still, it's okay. But of course, if you like her, as Potato said, you do like her. We all have different opinions, and if you hate her or love her, we all have different opinions. I think there is many more interesting characters. I think they would have made. I mean, seriously, if they made her keeping this madness about her, I think that would have been more interesting, so to speak. I think that would be seeing this more, this more scary part of her. Like, I would actually think that would be interesting to see, like, because the original Jeanne, is very like sincere, sweet, kind. All of this fluffy stuff. And then having this other one that is literally the opposite, that is scary, that is unpredictable and cruel, and, I mean, chaotic evil. I mean, instead she's become more and more like, every time we see her in the game, pretty much, it's like, more joking and more comic relief and all that. Which I think is a little bit sad, but oh well. Yeah, but that was Billy the Kid and Jeanne Alter. So I will be back next week with more, and hopefully we see you next time as well. So thank you for watching. See you later, and have a continued super great day.